A former police officer is now facing charges for his role in a deadly shooting nearly 5 years ago. A grand jury has handed down that charge of voluntary manslaughter against Vincent McLean. McLean is charged in the May 2018 shooting after responding to a call for a home invasion.
Police say they showed up to Navajo Trail off Portsmouth Boulevard. Officers found a man and woman and say they were armed. Police say they ordered the suspects to surrender, and when they did not comply, officers opened fire, killing 29-year-old Willie Maribel.
It took 5 years for charges to be brought in this case, and 10 on Your Side's Lauren Moss asks why.
It's often said that the wheels of justice turn slowly. In this case, the Commonwealth's attorney wanted to make sure they had enough evidence, but a close family friend told me it was a grueling process for the family, and in the end, his family wants justice.
This one right here is in Portsmouth and in Portsmouth because it shouldn't have happened again.
Earl Lewis, a family friend of the victim, still struggles to this day over the death of his cousin, William Chapman.
It hurts.
A former Portsmouth police officer was convicted of killing Chapman back in 2015. The same justice he says Willie Maribel deserves.
Everyone accountable for what happened to Will. Everyone.
Police initially told 10 on Your Side they confronted 2 armed suspects at the scene. One of them was Maribel. Officers asked them to surrender. Police say they didn't comply, so they fired. Lewis is close with Maribel's family, and he says there is more to the story.
And nobody pointed no firearm at no police officer at all that night.
10 on Your Side has not confirmed that account, but Lewis says that's why the former Portsmouth police officer needs to be held accountable. Portsmouth Commonwealth's attorney Stephanie Morales says she reviewed all the facts and applied them to the law. Ultimately, a grand jury decided to indict McLean. Morales says it took time to build the evidence.
There is never any reason to delay if we don't have to. But if there is something that we have to do to get to the bottom of getting this right for all parties involved, I have a responsibility to do that.
With the indictment, Lewis and Maribel's family hope justice is served.
And at this point, they're basically praying, right? Because they've been hurt. So now they're praying that God give them justice, like they gave William Chapman justice.
10 on Your Side did reach out to McLean, who did not want to comment. It will take time before this case gets handed to a judge or jury. Morales says McLean will be processed and have an arraignment. That's where a judge will explain his charges and see if he needs a court-appointed attorney or not. She says then dates will be set to move to trial. I'm Lauren Moss, 10 on Your Side.